today we will have three special guests, and can you guys please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Nam and I am Enta's academic manager.
Hey, my name is Ben and I'm an instructor here at Enta.
Hi, my name is Anne. I am a student at Enta English Center, and a few months ago I scored 9.0 in the IELTS speaking test.
Well, the first problem that I often see students encounter is related to their fluency. Okay, so students tend to stutter between words, or they repeat what they just said a few seconds ago, or they tend to pause awkwardly between words. So basically it's hesitation, pausing, and repetition. Another problem is word choice. Students, they tend to go on the internet, or they grab a book and they learn a word or an idiom, and they just use those words or idioms in their speaking. Like I've heard students say, I want to top up my skills. Yes, top up is a good idiom, but it's just not natural in that sentence, Usually we would just say, I want to improve my skills.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with students, especially in the earlier years. They'll struggle with pronunciation. Like a lot of students will confuse the L and the N sounds. So instead of saying like I will, they say I win, which you understand it in the context when you're listening to it, but it doesn't sound very natural. A lot of students will not pronounce the TH sound. So instead of saying like this, they'll say this, or instead of saying that, they will say that. Again, it's not a huge deal, but it does point out that the student still has some work to do when they're learning how to pronounce things. Also, English has many complex rules for articles, prepositions, and conjunctions and things like that. So those are hard to get right. So many students, again, they will say something like, I will contact with you, when in fact the correct thing to say is, I will contact you. And students, when they are speaking a foreign language, it's very natural. I think everybody does this, but when you are speaking a foreign language, it's natural to get nervous. You speed up, talk very quickly. And if you speed up, talk very quickly, very, very fast, then the other person will have trouble understanding what you're saying, especially if you speak in a second language. So again, none of this means that you are not intelligent or not studying hard or that you're not capable of learning English, but it's just English and Vietnamese are very different languages, so it takes a long time to master all the differences. Yeah, I think practicing being slow is very important. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's very natural to rush when you're speaking. But when you're first learning English, or even a few years into the practice of learning English or any second language, do everything slowly. Repeat everything very slowly, because that's going to help you identify what mistakes you're making and fix them. For example, like I have a coworker who she doesn't really pronounce the ending sounds of words very clearly. So, for example, if you have the words can and can't, if you don't pronounce the T sound at the end of can't, then it sounds like can, which is the exact opposite word. So you can see how if you don't pronounce that one sound, it changes the entire meaning of your sentence and it confuses the person that you're talking to. So for a small thing like that, I would recommend just when you're walking around or driving around, and you know that I can't is something you struggle with, just repeat it over and over to make sure you are pronouncing the final sound properly. So just driving around, I can't. Just repeat it over and over so you get comfortable, and do that with anything that you know you have a problem with, any particular part of speech that you have a problem with. Something I like to do when I'm studying another language is take it very slowly. I'll write the sentence out that I'm trying to learn and write it over and over again, and then repeat it slowly to myself, kind of saying it word by word. So say the first word, and the first and second word, and the first, second, and third word. Then keep going until I've mastered saying the entire sentence. I think just taking it slowly and working through it like that will help. Also, you can take that sentence and then use that as a base to create new sentences So just switch out the nouns and the verbs and create new sentences so you can practice producing sentences in that way and getting comfortable with all the grammar forms and structures.
Have you ever heard of the term chunk or chunking? Yeah. Well, a chunk is defined as a group of words, that are often set together. What I'm speaking to you right now is in chunks. I don't speak like this, but I speak like this. A chunk, like I said, is a group of small words that are set together, and usually when you speak in every language, you speak in chunk. Between chunk, you can pause to think about what you are going to speak next, and that's a way for you to improve your fluency, because fluency is not about speaking continuously or speaking too quickly. Fluency is what helps the listener to understand what you are speaking. So again, another example like this. In this IELTS speaking part 2, you are going to have a opening for your talk, right? Some students say like this, I'm going to talk about my grandfather. That sentence is, that student, he or she has a problem with fluency, and that sentence should be spoken out loud as, so today I'm going to talk to you about my grandfather. Yes. So today is a chunk. I'm going to talk to you about, he's also a chunk, and my grandfather is a chunk. So when you first start practicing your speaking, you can break down your sentence into small chunks. Then gradually you can increase the size of your chunks. Okay? I think that's it. Okay.
As for me, I tried using English as much as possible. It's like a habit of mine. Also, I try to pick up an accent by watching series or TV dramas. And also, while preparing for the test, I try to make conversation with my foreign friends so that they would point out the mistake, the little errors in my speech, and which words I should use to make my presentation more natural. From my own experience, you guys should make yourself feel as comfortable as possible during the test, because if you're worried or if you're nervous, you'll be repeating yourself and you cannot come up with an idea.